will be good. Abuja Kaduna Road will be good. Kaduna, all the roads will be good. If we do the right things, traveling like that, a better country. In India, we must live. I showed you about Mr. Shonakan, who I live with in a flat. He was a mother. He cared for everybody. We didn't know her as a Yoruba woman. I know her as mommy. My wife called her mommy. My children call her mommy. When we heard he died, everybody was feeling bad. On Thursday, I canceled everything I'm doing. No, it is one Nigeria. Let's be one. Let's respect each other. They're living through us, DP camp, eating and are happy when people are hungry and animal. Nigeria must be careful, and we must build a better Nigeria. God bless all of you. Bless Nigeria. Bless all those who work in it, all those who are trying to make it listen. Please do not give up. Remain resolute, resilient. We will win eventually. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I say this privilege. This is on behalf of the whole Power Facts team and crew and movement. Thanks for honoring Nigeria. Our internal. We can always stick and use them for the next 2 months. Hopefully, we'll see again in 2 months' time from now. But for us here, you can go and.
It's an agreement.
It's an agreement. An agreement is an agreement. But for politicians, it's not like that. But for you, a different.
No. Not serious. It's an agreement.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for this time. Thank you. God bless you, sir. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Our regards to Nigerians want to speak to him too.
Thank you, David. I'm going to run now. Thank you.
Oh yeah, run away. Yeah.
Saddam, please. You need to give PO. This is
I don't know. Can we go for 10, 20, 30 minutes reactions on the space? I would love to hear what you guys think, what you guys want to say. If you want us to go as far as that, but please, before we go on, if you're a journalist and you love practicing journalism and you're a student or you're a fresh graduate, please, in fact, if you're a writer, just reach out to the Power Facts team up on the Jumbotron. You're going to see we are building an amazing warhouse of young Nigerian journalists that are about to take this country by storm. If you believe you can do something to help build this new Nigeria through this platform, please give us a shout out and send us an email at info@powerfacts.com. It's up on the Jumbotron, across all those platforms. We saw your questions, we read your questions, and many questions we did not ask is because we tried to make sure we covered all aspects of your questions. So if you had questions from the health sector, he answered health sector. From the security sector, he answered security. He answered variety of questions. So it's important and we understand this. So thank you to every single one of you. We're going to open up the space right now for all of you. We have over 100 requests. We'll be bringing up everybody that you want to speak. You want to say something as a reaction to the space, please come up and you have the space to speak. Thank you very much, my brother David. Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you, Otumba. Thank you, N6. Thank you to the amazing team that have put this behind the scene. God bless every single one of you. Riri, Joel Obedient, thank you so much. All right, let's circle back to our amazing. Let me thank you.
Madam, my enemies were at work today. Oh, I am so inconsolable. All the witches and wizards in Nigeria, that is all I want to say. Thank you.
General, don't worry. There's always
Nobody
another
should console
time.
me, I beg. Nobody should tell me it is not the same thing. Saddam, that's Saddam's question. My own question, nobody did not hear it. Oh, I can't sleep.
What just understand that see my big bro Balami is in the building. Mr. Balami, good evening. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm fine, and good evening.
3 hours. Did you want?
Pio is always a pleasure listening to him as long as possible. People don't get tired because he's loaded. He have the solutions. He knows what the problems are, and he's always on point. So it's unfortunate. He's human. He has other commitments. There's no way we can keep him on this platform forever. So he has to go so that he can face other issues. But again, excellent. Always a pleasure listening to my principal. But I will just say this here. I want to thank everybody for the resilience despite all the challenges. In the last couple of weeks, I've taken time to call few of our faithful obedience followers, and I'm still calling people. A lot of sacrifices have been made. We've gone through a lot together, and we all know what it is now. It's not easy for our brothers and our sisters living in the diaspora. It's even worse for us here now, living full person, whether in the diaspora or in Nigeria, in your local government, in your village, in your estate. Any obedient who has done so much and believes in this vision, let's reach out to each other and support each other in this trying moment. Nigeria is tough right now. Some people call, God gives us the opportunity until then, let's watch each other's back. Let's be there for each other. Let's support each other, because some of us, God has blessed us, and don't just say because you're doing well, people are going through a lot. So this is just my advice, and this will keep us together. This will, create more bond and make us stronger to fight the battle ahead. Thank you very much.
I think, okay, well, Nigeria is up here. Okay, thank you. All right, Dan Bruno, are you here? Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, good evening. I can hear you guys. So I came here with a question, but unfortunately, our principal is already done. So
Why didn't you send your questions down, Bruno? We have so many means of sending questions. We said use the hashtag, write the question down, and I would have read it for you, my brother. Why?
so maybe next time. So I tried today again. So maybe next time.
Please. Next time, please. Thank you.
No, Alan.
All right, Mungodi. All right, Liberty, you have the space now. Good evening.
Anyway, Saddam, thank you. I know, and everybody who has put this together, well done. Oh, God. Mommy, I can't talk to you now.
Wow.
Okay, is it just me? I think we are listening. Okay.
I think she's on the call with her mom, so probably let's take someone. Good evening.
Something. It's always lovely, listening to Mr. Peter Obi speak. But this was, amazing as always. And there are so many takeaways from this particular space. He was giving, on and on and on. And there are so many things to actually recollect on. Well, for me, what stood out the most is when he stated that there is no country or nobody, literally, that's going to recognize you or treat you nicely if you cannot treat yourselves nicely. That is to say, if you don't put yourself in order, if you don't put your own house in order, no one is going to respect you. And that is the biggest problem we have today. So I'm very, very excited. I mean, I've been more than, energized by
reactions. So, I mean, whatever you heard on the space that caught you, those kind of statements, and you can do that in way less than 2 minutes or even 1 minute. So we can take as many people. All right, Liberty, I'm sure you're back now. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It was my godmother. Sorry. Anyway, where was my train of thought? Saddam and the crew, well done on what you've done. I'm sure it must have been really difficult to accommodate everybody. Yes, there are other questions that weren't security related. I'm sure at the next opportunity, you will cover those. Please take note of them. And also, please give us small men opportunity to talk to PO when he comes next, because some of us, every time I'm on your space, I've never had the opportunity. I'm sure there are others like me. So take note, please. For me, the notable quote I'm going to go with, where you're me, that is what I'm taking to the bank. So we all know they are not capable of giving whatever changes sport. So that is why we will get our mandate back. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate all the efforts you guys are doing. Well done. And I yield the mic.
All right. Thank you very much, Lady Liberty Champion. Thank you. All right, quickly, let's just go straight to Call Me Lexi. Call Me Lexi, please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, my fellow obedience. I'm not greeting Saddam and all those who have opportunity to be here. If it is for Saddam to come down, for me to talk to you, Daddy, I want to be on this space with you. Saddam, better take notes now, because I have something important. That it is every time you speak to Saddam, so tell him to calm down for me to come and talk to you. Are you the mic? Great job, guys. I love you.
All right. Apologies. Those people.
Way better than the last 2 months because we already had him on the space and everybody could see that it was live. Arrangement of the space too, the fact that you guys constructed questions ahead of time, really made us touch all the sectors. If you look insightfully, we touched agriculture, education, security, in fact, even the transportation sector. So honestly, guys, brilliant space. I think even to us, was talking to everybody worldwide and telling them what he would have done if he got his mandate, if and when he gets his mandate. So thank you for this, and let's hopefully next time we get more time, and I'm certain that next
on those platforms, please, so you can always go back there and replay it again from afresh. So thank you, please. Thank you. Well, back to you.
Yeah. All right. Quickly, let's go. Please, Brian, speak.
I just want to say, obedience, we really are the lucky ones. We are very privileged. We have something and what we have with us. Then I tell myself, going to achieve. But just because we have a man that so many other countries cannot even boast of having. I mean, there are so many POs, obviously, but how many of them really want to dive into the dirtiness of politics and to put themselves in a position where they will be, dehumanized by a character like he does? But not a lot of it. Got me very emotional, actually. And I was telling myself, PO is really a very, very good man. If there's anything we want to take away as obedience, is for, and he's kind of well-meaning Nigerians, all of whatever you find ourselves. And with us, we can look and we think about that. If you're happy that somebody else is starving or suffering, you are just an animal. I mean, is there any other way to even put it? It's just crazy. But again, thank you guys, everybody that is here. This was a very wonderful space, and I hope we get him again. Thank you.
All right, creatives, please, if you know you're a creative, you're an artist, a skit maker, a spoken word, you can check it out and see what it's about. It's about singing and in solidarity of the judiciary and of the category. There's a prize award for both first, second, and third. If you check it out, you see the prize award, and it's something very, very compensating. We're supposed to have the finale today, but because of the space today, we're not able to do that. So lucky you if you've not heard of it. Just watch out, follow a Violent Space as well, and you'd know all about that. So please, if you're creative, hit the studio, get in, and save Nigeria's democracy. All right, quickly, let me just take our big uncle here.
The center of Africa, because it's true, if you draw a concentric circle around the African continent, you'll find that Nigeria is more or less in the middle. One of the things that I mentioned that I would like to do was to implement the idea of a second airport for Lagos and to spend money, because I looked at Singapore, population of 5.8 million people, on a land space about 20% of the size of Lagos. And they have the world's best airline with no oil, no natural resources, nothing, just fantastic management and trade based on their geographical location between the Far East and the Middle East. And I looked at Lagos and thought, okay, we're bang in the middle as well of Africa. So that gives us, so when Peter Obi mentioned that tonight, I was like, okay, so I'm not the only one thinking in this direction. That's the first thing. The second one was a statement made by my good younger brother, Isaac Palami, that is going to get worse. I think that might have flown over. This is going to get worse. Things are going to get worse before they get. Audience should look out for one another. Be your brother's keeper. Be your sister's keeper. Look out for people and do what you can to help, because times are going to get well considerably. And
Stephen, after which we'll come to Mommy Madonna, then Barrister Juliet. Mr. Stephen.
Thank you, Domo. Saddam, Parallel Facts, you guys are something else. This is record breaking. Greetings to everybody. They say records are made. I am so grateful for giving us PO. Listening to him from the beginning was just endless. I had meetings. I'm already involved. Again, I'm running for a position in Edo State in 2024, which I'm not campaigning yet, but I'm just saying it. If it's in a campaign, Isabi, we must all get involved, please. I think if we want to take something away, this movement is going to be greater if by 2027, everyone on this space is running for something. And okay, whether na market woman, Yaloja, we must get involved. I've been away for a little bit, but now I'm in Nigeria and I can see around. Nigeria needs the diaspora and those on the ground obedience to build it. This country will come back home and build it. So I'm down here and I want to encourage every obedient. Please, if there's any takeaway today, do what PO has done. We love him so much. What is happening in Nigeria? I'm so glad that PO is there encouraging us. But if you hear him right, say you guys need to chase us away and come and build this country. That's my takeaway. Please join politics. It's not dirty. If it's dirty, get a mop. Get a
Madonna, then come to Barrister Juliet.
Wow. Emia Saddam, I'll put today's program in place. I just want to give you all of you flowers. You did wonderfully well. Thank God today that I should make sure that all the potholes are filled because there will be heavy traffic. And that was exactly what happened. Saddam, and we are going to do it once more.
He has said the traffic against you.
So you see, people said not corrupt. You must have solved the corruption.
All right. Thank you very much, Mommy Madonna. All right, quickly, Barrister Juliet, then we'll go to JR.
Good evening. Happy, elated at this space. Thank you, Saddam. Thank you to your team. You know, during the campaign, there was just one plea I said, please do not stop this media engagement. The most powerful tool to entrenching values in the minds of people and in a particular mindset is by one. If you like, don't one, because you've broken out of the code for me. I'm proud and tuned in to watch this particular space. I think that's remarkable, and that's one of the beauty of this community. One thing that stood out, I'm not saying Labour is the best party because honestly speaking, I was in a program recently and all I was talking about is actually looking out for those with the highest pockets, not even looking out for their capacity and what they can do. So this is actually a call for action of inspiration. Now we know that the Nigeria identity is building up. It hasn't built up in all its entirety, but through the conversations we are hearing from PO, the identity is commitment, our identity is service, our identity is love, our identity is humanity. There are so many things, and I know we are all clever enough to pick these things and to get it running, and I know the future is going to be bright for everyone. Thank you once again, and God bless you all.
If you can just do so, please.
Diversity, how we go use them? Are we going to let these old men continue to use us? I'm talking to my brothers in the north, my sisters in the southwest. Ahead, it is time we wake up and take back our country. God bless Peter Obi for talking about sports and waiting in good do. Thank you. Good night.
All right, thank you, Jaro. Peter Obi specifically said politicians will use ethnicity and religion as a tool only when they are
this for us. This is such hope for someone like me who I'm part of people who probably are already giving up. But what I want to say is that even before the subsidy removal, 80% of Nigerians were already living on less than $2 a day. That's even before subsidy. Now imagine the millions more that this subsidy removal and all of those crazy policies is adding into the same box of we all need to, no matter what happens, like the last person said, we need to get beyond the barriers of that is who PO is. So the more that we can be refined in our thinking, the more that we can all sit down together and say, while we wait for the judiciary to do their work, but we all keep keeping on the hope. We never give up on this country. There's nowhere else that is going to be like our Nigeria. So the more that we work very hard to continue keeping that hope, holding on, and so the more that we keep working hard, the more that we keep following the story, and we don't let the present society, the present things we see, the more we don't let it get towards, the better for us. And thank you so much. Hopefully this will continue, to do so that everyone keeps getting encouraged. Thank you so much. I hope the next person comes on. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm just the first of all trying to watch. But as a matter of fact, we are doing so well in court. We are doing extraordinarily well in court. Follow Parallel Facts. You get all the breakdown. On Tuesday, we are supposed to be in court for adoption of all the addresses, after which we'll be looking forward to the judgment day. Please follow Parallel Facts. I know a couple of people left Fact. First of all, if you are requesting my account, I may not see your request if you are not following Parallel Fact. To come to Dr. Bankole.
Hello, good evening. Well-meaning Nigeria, thank you. Emir Saddam, Ibrahim, Otumba Sizzle, Magnific Dude, is very important. Keeps widening up, so we really need to actually, try to close this gap if we really want a new Nigeria. And that can only be as a collective, fight, because collectively, to fight this fight, it will just keep widening. And trust me, it's not good for nation building. So it's as sacrosanct as 25%, because only then can we have we all big take home. And where he mentioned and made reference to a tweet he made on the 19th September 2022. And I'm like, really? And the thing entirely die. Miss, I was like, how does this man do it? So it just goes home to tell you that this man sits down and types, yeah, tweet this or do that. So he knows what he tweets, and he knows when and date, and can still remember what he eventually said. We will win eventually. That is on God, confidently. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, quickly, let's go to Dr. Bankole. Is up. Dr. Bankole, go ahead.
Yeah, it was so good listening to President Peter Obi. Today, I missed the first session because I was on the road, but just listening to this man was so inspiring. Thanks, first of all, for all the organizers. You guys did an awesome job, no doubt about it. And listening to Peter Obi, you could tell that this man is a combination of brilliance, emotional intelligence. Remarkable that we will see this kind of man and still in power in Nigeria. I could just relate, is the one that will really deal with the issues confronting. I just caught something in his closing remarks. He said something like, don't look down on anyone. If you just compassion for the people, and he's very humble, and I think he's really going to be inspiring a lot. Said he was thanking people. Yes. Yes.
But in addition to that, tomorrow, from both the Christian and the Muslim faith, on Tuesday, Thursday, stars and brothers of Parallel Facts. Parallel Fact is the biggest major platform, or the most, so that you could be motivated by other obedience.
I want to just stand on the existing protocol and not call names, because this is benediction, and the way they say it in the Catholic faith is that there is no sermon at benediction, so we just do the round up, and I want to, especially is the origin, and I again want to say a big thank you to Magnific Dude, because I live on Magnific Dude Avenue. Reason being that when PO said something about Eve, it struck me as that's our no. And I was worried that nobody may touch herself. But I just want to say the best for me was when he said his words, resolute and resilient. We have to be resilient. It's a few more weeks or 2 months or 3 months, no rioting, just listen to your principal and all will be well. He has so much integrity. And for a seamless event, I'm very much appreciative of all the efforts we bring in. And he told us, when we tell him, we have told Dirty. So we know that he would hear it from him. And we know they are twins. I don't know how they do it, but I have implicit confidence in them and the new Nigeria that we are birthing. Thank you all so much, everyone on Space today. Over 35,000 of us, waxing stronger. We move. I appreciate. I love you all.
Your platform, because it's also what we are doing. Take the real news, but Parallel Fact as much as possible. Just this platform. Thank you very much, Parallel Fact. Okay, quickly, let's go to Uncle Akaji, after which we'll come to Rita, then Ejikeme.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well-meaning Nigerian and everybody. A moment for me. Give you something simple. Simplify something that is very profound. You see the story about the Yoruba neighbor, and then they talk about the sports. He remembers some of those players that, though they were from other parts, they were playing for Mighty Jets. And I actually wrote something at the comment section. If you watched the movie, the film Invictus, it was more like a documentary. It was about Mandela using rugby, which was a predominantly a white man's thing, to pull South Africa together. And it worked because not only does sports break barriers, but you also learn in sports that you don't win all the time. So the attitude you will bring to public life, politics, everything else will be different, remarkably different. So I just wanted to stop on that note. And thank you so much, guys, for bringing PO on. Really a privilege to have been here. Thank you, well-meaning.
All right, thank you. From tomorrow, we'll be looking at the replies from court. Be on Twitter. You see what Obedience do on Twitter. You'll be amazed. We'll be looking at the replies from court, and on Tuesday, we'll be back in court for adoption of written addresses or adoption of addresses. All right, quickly, Rita, go ahead. After which you come to Ejikeme, then Joel.
Good evening, well-meaning Nigerian. Good evening, Parafat. Good evening, all the obedience. I'm always proud of you. You keep us going when we are down, After the inauguration, everybody tend to go in and just stay quiet. But once in a while, when I come to the Twitter space, I still see people, especially well-meaning Nigerian. Well done. You are everywhere, always. Thank you for all you do for humanity's sake. I'm so happy for this evening, people hosting P2B again, giving people hope to believe in our nation again. I like the fact that somebody had to correct Peter Obi, that he doesn't need to say if, because when he was saying that, I don't like that word if, because I am one person that believes in whenever you want to do something, go for it. Give in all your best, try to get it done. When you have tried, you leave the rest for God. So I don't like when you say if, just say when, and I like that mandate. I believe strongly. Following the facts, the things that are happening now, some people that don't believe what we're saying initially, they are queuing in now. They are seeing what we are talking about, that these people cannot do it. It's only the man, P2B, that can do it. And I'm so proud of obedience. Let us keep at it and keep hoping, because we'll definitely get the mandate. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Rita. Quickly, let's go straight to Ejikeme. Then Joel, go ahead, Ejikeme.
You guys have obviously going to have Atlantic south of Nigeria to export what we have in our agricultural domain. That is one area that made me really, really happy. And then I also liked the time he talked about his passport. I mean, who is Peter Obi truly? I've never seen this kind of man before. I've never seen a Nigerian like this, And then he talked about how he used to move out of the country from Kano. That was really good. Very honest, he's the leader of the violence team. And start cleaning the house. You do the criminal certificate forger that has come from the window and then poured fuel on the country called Nigeria. That is the house. Okay. But we will not allow him to set Nigeria on fire. We will take him away. He must be disqualified, and Nigerians will have the right way and the right person to lead. Thank you very much, my people.
All right, thank you very much, Ejikeme, for that. If you want to see more of this kind of people blowing hot, please just use this platform, and we do not take it for granted. Thank you very much. Okay, quickly, let's go to Joel, after which we'll come to Real Ever Best.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening. I think I'll just go straight to the point. It was really nice listening to His Excellency Peter Obi today. To be peaceful. For me, I didn't want to hear that part of whatever, because we have to be positive. But at the same time, it shows consistency in his words, because he always says something about he's Nigeria is not bigger than its ambition, and that shows that no matter what, he still wants us to be peaceful, and he still, even after making that statement, I believe that Nigeria will still be great again. For me,
I think we keep losing Joel. Sorry, she keeps saying Joel. Joel, so sorry, I think we keep losing you. All right, let me quickly take Efran. I think Efran is about to get in.
Thank you so much, well-meaning. Good evening, everyone. All protocols observed. Am I audible, please?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, obedience. One thing to this life, I think we should all have a purpose to life. One take home, Mr. Peter Obi said that I'm going to go home with is when he mentioned of how people called him president of mourning, whatever, because he attends funerals. As a Catholic, I'm Catholic, and growing up, my parents, my mom especially, emphasized so much on attending funerals, just as we attend court, the tribunal, and we have learned so much about the whole judicial process, even the one that does not have to do with the presidential election and the past incidents that we didn't even know about. We've all learned that this period. That's the same way we should also view funeral, because you wonder how Mr. Peter Obi is such an emphatic, have a word to describe him, but he has a purpose to life and even to the life after. That is who that man is. And that is what attending funerals brings us to. Like, it shows us that this life is all vain. And really, I'm going to go with that, and it's going to impact my life if I have to follow in that footstep. Secondly would be, Daddy said we should, was a hard pill to swallow, but I mean, he has said it, as obedient, we would heed. So, yeah, those are my...
The Jumbotron, look at the Jumbotron. Like Saddam had announced earlier, the Parallel Fact team who is giving us this platform to use. There's a media campus cohort setup going on, and also we also get to look for volunteer writers and all that. So if you're a student in journalistic space, JOT Challenge is also on do a song speaking to the judiciary, standing with the judiciary, calling the judiciary to do the right thing, or a skit. There you see all the rewards that come with it. So please look at the Jumbotron. Jumbotron is just the portion above the head of the host and the co-host. All right, quickly, real level best. Please go ahead, after which will come to Spotlight.
All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're spacing from. I just want to thank everybody, who found time to be on this space today. This is what we do. It's always good, when we hear from our principal, when we hear from the people's president. No matter how much you hear from this man, anytime you have opportunity to hear from him, I think there's something that you take away. I remember being in Anambra during the campaign, and he talked about Mangala. Mangala, I don't know, those of you who know Mangala, this one fish that I think, especially those from the east, like very much. So when he talked about how this Mangala came from Borno, I never knew that Mangala came from Borno, because it's something that a lot of women trade, and my grandmother used to buy it when I was growing up. And today when he talk about Kafanchan and talk about what happened to the rails, that, the colonial masters built, and talk about Yaba Tech that is supposed to be at least a leading IT school today, talk about how India has actually made so much from their own school. So this man is somebody that's, it takes a president who actually understands how the terrain works. So when he gives statistics and talk about numbers, size of land and what we can do with some of these things that we have, it means that you know what you're getting, even before they have any relationship with the leadership, people who just come into office, corruption, who doesn't know their left and right. And that is why Nigeria is the way it is. We should do everything, within our power to make sure that people like PO become president, people like PO become leader. That is one thing that we should do. And this generation should not miss this. We must make sure that we do this. And another thing that is taken away from me, please join Labour Party. Please, the time to complain about Labour Party if this is over. You've heard it today. Join Labour Party. You can change Labour Party from inside. And I want to end by this. I never had tomorrow by Tuesday. Since I didn't ask my question today, I will ask him my question personally when I see him in court on Tuesday. Hopefully, I'm going to see him in Abuja on Tuesday. And I want to say finally for everybody on this, I say thank you for coming. Keep doing what you're doing. keep pushing this movement. We'll get there by the grace of God. And finally, I want to say, my sweet angel, thank you so much. I can see you on this space. I know you guys don't like me saying this, but I want to thank her so much. So, stop that nonsense.
Spotlight, after which will come to Ernest, then the calm storm.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Again, good evening, well-meaning. I was just laughing, disappointed as you know. I'm not. In fact, when he mentioned not, so you can imagine not having a diplomatic passport and you did not use it out of principle. Gosh, I mean, it was a crazy time for me because it's something that I can't even think about. You know, all of us will hustle for things like this, but Peter basically demystifies all these things. He's shown us in more ways than one what it means to actually love your country. And this is why countries are what they are. This is why you have countries like America. People, when they recite their national anthem, it's actually helping us to love Nigeria in a way that we never thought possible. Peter Obi is really, really presidential. He's what we need at this time. And I pray that we do not miss Peter Obi. That's my actual prayer. So the next thing that actually stood out for me was we had many Agbados in that session. What was their own principles doing? I know it's not violence, so I'll just stop at that. But everybody should know that Peter Obi and those guys are not mates. Then the last thing I'll just touch on before I yield is what he meant when the way he spoke about rule of law. Every one of us wants to have rule of law in our country. But I mean, when you really, Peter Obi takes it to a realm where you see things beyond just, the way he makes it our most viable factors, their greatest intangible assets, even that brings in a lot of money into their GDP, is because of that intangible thing called rule of law. And even for people that may not have been able to conceptualize it, when they hear things like that, when they begin to introspect and reflect on them, it makes more meaning. So it was an awesome session for me, and I wish we could have it every day, and I never get tired of listening to him. Thank you, everybody, and particularly to the Parallel Fact team. Thank you. Wonderful. Good night. Yeah.
All right, quickly, let's go straight to Ernest, then the calm.
First of all, thank you, Parallel Fact team. The team was so airtight. I just remember the glory days of like Barcelona, how the team is so special. The excellence was top notch. Thank you so much. I mean, even the off the chain. Quickly, I just want to say, no wonder when sometimes this Agbadorian they say PO pretends. I really see the reason why. This man is special, saying that he denies himself the privilege of a diplomatic passport. And he said something that a chief of staff that I barely knew. I don't know how he does it. That man is special. I think anything that comes close to PO takes up that embodiment of his righteousness, is of the G20. And he said no, that he won't go as just invited. He wants us to be member. That bust my brain. I mean, after Obi, he doesn't see himself less than any Nigerians actually are. That is the way we should be. That's why a Burna Boy would fill up his stadium that even an American artist cannot fill up. That's the way Nigerians should be like. That bust my brain when he said, no, invite, no, we are member. So I'm just happy. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak.
Like that was like a top highlight. Thank you very much. All right, quickly, the calm storm, then Ike Iyala.
Thank you, everyone, for the opportunity to speak. His Excellency mentioned, something about actions having consequences. I think so far our country has been deteriorating the way it's been because people think they can do things and actually do get away with them. And that won't just talk the talk, he will also walk the walk. And that is very important, that we have someone that shows and lives by example. So I really do appreciate, and I'm proud to be an Obedient. And every day I do get into, some little squabbles with people that feel I didn't make the right choice. And being on this space today, I am very much convinced that I made the right choice. An ordinary man, and that's sort of.
Thank you very much, my powerful comrades, the Parallel Fact. You guys have been doing a wonderful job. Nigeria is deteriorating. And the likes of George Santayana and then Winston Churchill, they told us that those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. At their manifestos, and if you look at of the three major candidates, it was only His Excellency Peter Obi who was willing. That show who believes in pillarization. PO believes in building foundations towards better Nigeria. And just like he said today, if you come in through the window, you won't understand what is happening in the house because you are just like a thief, you know. So I want to, the Nigerian judiciary will do the needful. Let me end my comments by quoting Tom Schaffin, is an American author. He said, in his book, The Revolutionary Brothers, when he was writing about the revolution in France, he said, every nation in crisis have three set of people. Then nations have experienced reformers like PO, who understand the problem and how to hit the ground running. Then number three, the worst set of people you can have in every nation in crisis like Nigeria are scoundrels who pillage the country. And that is where Tinubu belongs. That is where Tinubu belongs.
Okay.
Gentlemen, Tinubu and his group.
Okay. All right. Okay. Quickly, please, if you're in the speaker section and you want to speak, ensure your hand is up. So if your hand is not up, I assume you don't want to speak. And there are so many other requests. So for now, I think I can only see Duruaku. Duruaku, please go ahead. After which will come to Maury. Duruaku, are you there?
Okay, yeah. Good evening, everyone. I am really very happy. In fact, it's 6 o'clock now. Before I continue, let me really appreciate Parallel Fat for organizing this session for our able president. I actually was very excited today when, in fact, if you see the way I was showing everybody that I'm having meeting with my principal, who they have been, everybody has been kind of trying to mock me, whatever. But I was very happy that he could come. Sometimes I wonder how a politician can be that we can have relations. That's my first time to have conversation with a politician. And I want to tell you that I've been influenced since I joined this movement by his character, his transparency, and his way of life in terms of politics. Despite he has every possibility, everything that I ordinarily would have
Duraku, can you stand up? I think please just round
okay.
up 15 seconds.
It's all right. So I really appreciate this part, and I want us to continue. And God bless the organizers. And I want to give a special thanks to your host, and I also.
Thank you very much. Appreciate this moment and the special time we had with PO this evening. It was indeed a memorable one, which is something I would love each and every ways by one of us during the session. And that was, the question was, what are the Labour Party per se doing to ensure that the people that are running for political spaces in terms of senatorial and all what we have, all what they are doing, whatever position they are taking, that a man can be tested when he's given power and money.
Yep.
So for those of us who are running for all kinds of position and those aspiring for something, governorship ahead of us, should please know that it is not in the hands of you have to be transparent as much as being very, very disciplined in terms of taking leadership. Right. So that's my submission.
All right. Thank
you, everyone. Yeah, good night.
All right. Thank you very much, Maureen. Thank you very much, everybody. I think this is a very good place for us to call it today. Quickly, before I hand over to maybe, Ibrahim and Saddam, just to draw our attention for the last time, if you know you're a student, please, the tweet is on the Jumbotron. Please reach out to info@parallelfact.com. Also, if you know you're a creative, spoken word, someone just told me now that we don't used to talk about such blessing. Please do a video of yourself talking to the judiciary, something strong, something deep, and use the hashtag violence space JOT challenge. Then also don't forget the prayer space tomorrow and the program between our Muslim and our Christian brothers. Thank you very much. All right. I don't know if Oga Ibrahim is still here, but if not, Saddam, over to you.
From all walks of life, from all divides across the country, we came together today and we listened to a great man speak. I think there are a whole lot of talking points from the space. I don't have to delve into anyone. Real news as it breaks. So please, if there's anywhere you hear a news, you want to tell, you've tried to reach out to other media houses and have refused to air the news because most of our media houses are in the pockets of the establishment. Please send us that news and with your evidences, and we can verify it. And I promise you, it will be up on this platform. Spaces with other dignitaries, with other Nigerians with other exalted Nigerians that are really doing well in their different spheres. We'll be having spaces with them. So this is not just a one-off space, and we'll be waiting for the next 2 months for Peter. Intermittently, we'll be having spaces with other people. So please keep your fingers crossed and look out for all those spaces coming out on the Parallel Facts. Always say subscribe to us. Go on our website, www.parallelfacts.com, and get the real news as it breaks. Please go on our YouTube, go on our Instagram, on our Facebook, and support this baby giant that is growing up real fast. Thank you to all of you following the platform. Thank you to all of you that retweet our stories, that like our stories, that read our stories. Great things. Thank you to the tech team. Thank you to the supporting team, every single one of you. Thank you to our sister bodies, the violence space. Thank you to all obedient, all well-meaning Nigerians. Thank you to all of you that come out today and that came out today to support us and that keep coming out to all our spaces. God bless every single one of you. I cannot call names today, but I just want you guys to know that from our side here, it is all love. I have to if I'm going to call names, I think I must call all your names. Thank you to David Hunde. Thank you to N6. Thank you to Ibrahim. Thank you to Otumba. Thank you to Wellmeaning Nigeria. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Mommy Bolale. Thank you, Madam Mary White. Thank you, Mrs. Barriat. Thank you, distinguished. Thank you, Pels. Thank you, every single one of you that made this space possible today. Without you guys, there will be no us. Thank you to all our dignitaries that came. Mr. Valo Zibo, I saw you on the platform. Thank you, sir. Thank you, GRV. Thank you to every single one of you that came out here. If you did not hear your name, we are all as important as each other. Thank you as we keep pushing this country to the next level. Stay tuned and keep following us and keep believing it is possible. God bless you until you see us next time. It is Emir Saddam signing out. Thank you. Good night.